So we finally got our hands on the all-new Triumph Trident 660. It's a bike we've been really looking forward to ride. If you read a lot of MOTO news, you'll know that we've kept a really close eye on this model because it seems to be poised for market dominance. Now the reason I say that is it's priced from just 11,000 plus on-road costs, which is pretty competitive in this category, and it has a lot of features that you just don't see in that price bracket. So none of that means a thing if it ain't got that swing, so let's go for a ride and see if it rides as well as it looks in the showroom.
All right, we're off. Been on the bike about 2 hours this morning, but we were mostly shooting photos and getting video and stuff, so didn't really get a chance to talk to you guys, but I'm dying to catch you up because damn, this thing is incredible. This is a really impressive motorcycle. I'll catch you up to speed. If you're not up to date with this thing, it's Triumph's new entry-level motorcycle, the Trident 660, which is available exclusively with a Lambs tune in Australia. Overseas you can get a full power one, but it's Lambs only here. And as I said in the intro, $11,000 plus on-road costs. And it's a new platform. It's slightly based on the Street Triple S, but it's all new frame, new engine. It's a thoroughly new bike. But you know, like, the first thing, you know, I noticed when I got on it is how sporty it is. It's a compact stance, quite far back rear sets. It feels small, really. And the suspension is stiff like a sports bike, and the reason why that's significant is its competitors like the MOTO, which I think most of you know I adore, and the Kawasaki Z650 and Honda CB650R, they strike me as a lot softer, but they're indeed the natural rivals to this, and Triumph makes no bones about saying that. It knows exactly what it's going after, and they're more than happy to tell us. So for $11,000 plus on-road costs, or slightly less, which is about the same, I think it's slightly more than MOTO. I mean, it's about the same price as all those bikes I just mentioned, but you know, you've got nice big forks, like proper suspension, you know, proper brakes. I've got a TFT dash here with 2 rider modes, rain and road, which means of course you've got power modes in there and traction control. Actually, I'm not really focusing here, and the road just got gnarly. Full LED lighting, which I guess is, most bikes have got that nowadays, but you know, I guess I'll note that. And Pro Taper handlebars, nice little touch. The styling is really nice, you know, what you'd expect from Triumph. Doesn't feel less premium than their other models in terms of fit and finish, despite it being the entry bike. But here's what's really exciting me, is this bloody motor. It makes 39 kilowatts and 59 newton meters, and it's a 660cc engine, as it has to comply with Lambs regulations in Australia. But man, it pulls. I cannot believe that a learner can have this. I mean, it's fast. It's not aggressive. I think that's oh my god, how nice is this road? But yeah, she's quick. You know, I've only been on it for half a day, so I don't want to make any bold claims just yet, you know. But right now, the headline for me reads, "The ultimate learner bike. And as I said, I'm a huge fan of the MT-07, and I owned an SV650, which I loved. But quite frankly, and no offense Yamaha and Suzuki, but this is just in a class of its own, in my opinion. A lot of people asked me when we first broke some of the reveal stories, you know, why isn't the full power one coming to Australia? And I asked Triumph last night at the press conference, and you know, they made a good point. If you look at the split of sales between high output MT-07s and learner ones, it's like 80% learner bikes. So they've made a decision to only import the Lambs version and sell it at a really competitive price, and I think they're going to sell a hell of a lot of them. I suppose it is a lot of money for a new rider, but it's not ridiculous. I think that's accessible, especially when you consider, like, pretty sure the Harley Davidson Street 500 cost more than that before they discontinued it. So, and this is a far more advanced motorcycle than something like that. Oh, by the way, which I only just realized, this this TFT also has turn-by-turn navigation and GoPro control, which is pretty sick. All of that can be toggled with this switch gear here, if you can see that on the camera, probably. So if it's not clear, I'm at the Australian press launch of the Triumph Trident, so I guess I'm among the first to ride this in Australia. But you know, it's got a different tune than what you might have seen from reviewers overseas, being that this is specifically for the Australian Lambs market. I wasn't filming, but just before I hit a bit of a bump in the road, and geez did it send a zap through my spine. So the suspension is quite stiff. That's something to note, you know, if that might be an issue for you. But if you're anything like me, you know, a bit of harshness is worth it for the performance, because it steers really nicely. It's sort of, it's not, a lot of littler bikes like this tend to be quite erratic, particularly on corner entry. But this one, it's nice, sort of smooth, slightly lazy on entry. But clearly, Triumph has designed this bike to be easy and approachable for new riders. Yet, more experienced riders will certainly have a lot of fun on this thing. I'm having a bloody blast, man. This road is sick. Sun is out. Oh man, my job is awesome.
Info Moto. Alright guys, I'm with Cliff Stovall. What's your official title?
Technical and warranty manager for Triumph Australia.
The man to ask about the important questions. So Cliff, there is a lot of similarities sort of with the Street Triple, but you guys have made a big point to say that this is an all new model.
That's correct. Yeah. It is a 660 Lambs like the old 660 Street Triple Lambs, but it's a whole new chassis, whole new motor, a lot of changes in things, mostly to meet Euro 5 standards, but also to improve handling and power characteristics of a Lambs bike. Yeah. You
were saying something about some weird throttle body setup.
Right. So what they've done on like the old 660, it has like every bike has it's a 3-cylinder, so it's got a set of throttle bodies, and you got to adjust the balance of them and all that. They've done this more like a car, which they did the same thing with the 1200 Scrambler. It's got an airbox built in. It attaches to the inlet manifold, which the injectors are in the ports, so it's direct port injected. They manage the air via a single throttle body, like an automotive throttle body type thing. You know?
What's the benefit?
The benefits are a lot. It gives you a lot better fueling down low and in mid range, so a lot better mid range and down low power, but also fuel economy, everything. It's just an all-win situation.
You know, all I was saying on the camera was, I cannot believe this is a Lamb's bike. It feels like
great.
that shouldn't be allowed. You know, it must be close to the.
It's right on the limit. Yeah, 54 PS and 54 foot-pounds of torque. You know, so if you ride a full power one, they make about 81. We don't bring those into Australia yet. Never say never, but we get enough requests for them, we might. But we brought the Lambs one in, and and it's restricted via the APS and the tune in the ECU.
So you can't easily just.
No, you can't de-restrict it. It's not legal. It's not legal.
I know, but you know how people are.
People figure out a way around it.
They'll try, won't they?
Oh, yeah, they will. But in Australia and New Zealand are the only ones that have a Lambs configuration. Europe, and they do the A2 thing, where you can take almost any bike you want and put a throttle restrictor on and get a A2 license, and then get your full license, and then go have it de-restricted. In America, they just don't even have. You just ride full
buy an R1 at 16
16
or something.
Old, So the Lambs thing is pretty important to Australia and New Zealand. We sell a lot of bikes in the segment. It's one of the fastest growing segments in motorcycling right now. In land bikes, we're getting new customers in, as well as old customers that been riding Triumph for a while, or been riding a big Honda, or big Yamaha, whatever. And they want to downsize, they're not out there going hard anymore, and all that sort of thing. So this type of ride is a really good thing. Obviously, the price point is very important as well. So at $10,990 plus on road, the price point is very important. With the specifications that it has, makes it a very, very, very good buy, good purchase.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think, like, looking at the obvious competition.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything that has, like, electronics set up like that, or suspension like that. So
the MT-07 sort of owns the segment right now until we came out with this.
And there is a new one coming out, new MT-07.
So a new one coming as well. So this sort of owns the segment as far as number of sales, but this bike outspecs it in many ways with the TFT dash and all that electronic connectivity module. You can put quick shifter on it. You can do a lot of different stuff. So I know
it's early as hell to say, but could this dethrone the MT-07?
Well,
is that the way you're thinking about it?
We'd like to think so, but the Japanese are tough to roll over, So.
I know. They don't go down without a fight, do they?
They don't go down without a fight. It certainly is going to open the segment to us, and where the 660 was, 14 grand, this has come in at 10,990 and all that, so that lower price market hopefully attract newer customers into Triumph, as well as their older customers maybe downsizing or whatever. If you ride the thing, as you just said, it doesn't feel like a Lamb's bike.
No, it doesn't.
And it's got goggles and goggles of everything, so it's really a fantastic little bike.
I thought maybe you guys might have given it an extra bit for the journos.
No. First time I rode it, I was shocked. I got on it and I said, "Are you sure this isn't a full power one?"
Yeah.
And then you get it up on the top end, you can feel it,
Really it starts to dip off.
It starts to dip off around there, but that's by design. The way they de-restrict it is this APS here, is the accelerator position switch, which goes down to the throttle body, so it gives it because it's ride by wire, it gives it a signal to only open the butterfly so far. And then the tune in the ECU is for the downgrade.
So it's restricting airflow, intake airflow.
This is restricting airflow. The ECU is restricting fuel flow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's.
Well, we're going to have a big feed now, aren't we? And then more riding, and then another day of motorcycling.
Exactly. How can you go wrong?
Thanks for talking, Cliff.
You bet, buddy. No problem at all. Yeah.
Well, that just about wraps up this video, I think, guys. We just had 20 kilometers of the gnarliest little road up here near Mount Borbor. I didn't film any of it because I really had to focus. We were pushing on a bit. But that was fun. Thanks for coming. And as always, we shot some proper high definition footage. So once I get that, I'll put together a review. And just before I go, a bit of a sneak peek of the next video. What do we have here? That's the brand new Tiger 850 Sport, which is the entry version of the Tiger 900. So yeah, I've got that for the next 3 weeks, so we'll do some cool stuff. Thanks guys.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Shoo-ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-da.